Forgot. Let's go. I am going to share my screen. It's a small presentation I prepared really quick. Just wanted to make sure I don't forget anything that I wanted to talk. We're going to talk about supplements and peptides and why they matter more than ever. Why it's important to do a liver detox, and which are the nutritional gaps between what we want to get and why we don't get results. Let's talk about the big picture. In 2025, lifestyle, do we live in way more stress than before? After COVID, you know how everything changed. There was a lot of mental health that we were feeling, and common depression. It was escalating, and there was a lot of processed foods that we were consuming, and a high amount of alcohol during COVID. 92%, listen, it's 92% of the US adults have at least one nutrient, and they have at least one nutrient deficiency, according to the CDC. It could be iron, it could be vitamin D. There's something always that 92% of the adults have deficiencies. The environmental toxins and endocrine disruptors are all the time in high. Which are these? It's plastics, microplastics that are in the water and the food, and toxins that are currently even on the fish that we eat. Okay, because our waters are so contaminated. They're recommending to eat small fish like sardines instead of eating big fish like tuna, because the tuna, think about the cycle of feeding. The tuna already ate the small fish and the smaller fish and the smaller fish. So he has a higher amount of mercury in their meats every time we eat them. So that's why they recommend eat the small fish that eat seaweed and not the big fish that's eating contaminated food or contaminated fish. And let's not talk about everything that we put in our skins nowadays that has so many disruptors, and they causes inflammation. Then we have the supplements and peptides, and we're going to talk about the bridge and the gap to reset your body. Now, why food isn't alone what we need? Back in the days, our grandmothers would make us a delicious soup with a lot of meat and bone marrow and vegetables, and that will heal us. For sure, that will heal us and give us enough nutrients. But now, the soil doesn't have the nutrients because they're overworked. And by the time one crop comes out, they don't nurture the soil before growing more vegetables. So it had declined between 40 to 60% since 1950. This is fact. These are numbers that nobody's making up. The Americans eat 57% of ultra-processed foods. That means that most of the time we're eating out, whether we want it or not, because we're always on the run. There is the coffee that we want to try. And as of 2022, 57%. I'm pretty sure right now we're eating more processed foods. But like I mentioned before, it's because of busy life, skip meals, the sugar resilience, and low protein. That's the biggest problem. Because when you don't have high protein in your meals, you feel more hungry for more. And if you have processed foods, if you get processed food to your body doesn't recognize them. So it will request and require more. It doesn't feel satisfied because it doesn't recognize the processed food as food. Make sense? And then even eating healthy eaters face gaps. Why? Because of the deficiency on the soil. I was listening to one of my favorite doctors today, and he was saying that vegetarians are not healthy because of the deficiencies on the soil. Even if they eat all the veggies they want, they're still not healthy because there's still a big gap. And now let's talk about the role of the liver. Ladies, do you know what the liver process? Do you know somebody who's having problems with the liver right now?
Detox our body.
Yes, it detox our bodies.
It's the biggest filter, and or accumulate also even the sugar and the fat body.
Yes, 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 Maria, you are completely right. Anybody else knows a little bit about the liver that wants to share? And there's so much to talk about the liver, right? But our liver is the detox powerhouse. This is the big filter that we have in our bodies. It filters the blood, it helps metabolize the hormones, and clears toxins. Together with the pancreas, helps your body to cleanse and detoxify 80,000 plus chemicals in the environment gets processed by the liver. And alcohol, medication, and pesticides stress the liver. So even if we say 1 cup here, 1 there, it will, you think that everything is being drained by the liver, and it's so toxic that then it cannot process anymore. So the first symptom is called the sluggish liver. It means that you start burping your food after eating. That's one of the symptoms that your liver is overdoing. You feel fatigue because now your body is overworking to detoxify your body, and then you start getting belly fat. That's the third symptom that your liver is not optimal. And then finally, the hormone imbalance that we all experience, especially if we are in premenopause or menopause, there is this component because the liver is not processing them, right? And then what can we do once our liver is detoxed, you feel that your liver is so toxic? We can clear what we call the detox pathways with what? There's 4 components. Number 1 is B vitamins. Number 2 is glutathione that helps to cleanse your liver. And they sell it now even at Whole Foods, little glutathione sips that you can buy and drink. And then magnesium, any of the magnesium components, they help to detox your liver. And finally, zinc, so good for the immune system as well. Without the support in a toxic liver, you will get what we call the estrogen dominance. Estrogen dominance is number 1 characteristic for illnesses like cancer, right? When you have a high estrogen in your body, that means your progesterone is low and you don't have too many ways to detoxify your body, and your body basically is screaming, do a detox. You start gaining weight and your energy is low because of all the toxicity in your body. Why it is important then to add the supplements and peptides? Because it's so hard to do it with food alone. Not easy. You always have an invitation. You always have extra stress that will make it so hard to do it with food alone. So what can the supplements do for you? They can fill out the gaps. They can reduce inflammation faster, and they can support immunity and recovery. Even if you are a high-speed runner, you're a lifter, you will have days that your inflammation, the lack of sleep, the stress are just contributing for the inflammation so much that it's hard to do it alone. The supplements will help you. So let's talk about micronutrients. Who here takes vitamins? Lift your hands. Okay, good. Vitamins. Any specific supplements, Maria, Marisa, that you take besides the peptides?
I take the Centrum for women over 50.
That's great. That's great. What about you, Maria?
I take vitamin for people over 50, but I also have 2 magnesium, magnesium gluconate, and magnesium citrate.
Citrate and glycinate. Okay. Yes. Those are great because the magnesium helps to all the to support all the vitamins and mineral synthesizations. And another one that is really important, and probably your vitamins have it already, is the omega-3s. The omega-3s help you with detoxifying, and also the inflammation, reduces inflammation. And then my favorite, and people don't talk about this much, is probiotics and prebiotics. Why? Because the gut is the one that was going to receive all the supplements. And if you have a leaky gut, that most of the people have leaky gut in everywhere in the United States. Do you know what leaky gut is?
No.
Leaky gut. So your intestines are permeable. So it's like nothing gets out of your intestines when you have a perfect intestine, right? You eat, it goes through the esophagus, the small intestine, the big intestine, and the rectum. What happens? All the chemicals, all the coffee, all the alcohol, everything that can hurt your gut makes like small little holes in your gut. What happens then? The pee, the poop, everything that is supposed to go out of your body doesn't go out, and it gets into your bloodstream. When it gets into your bloodstream, that's when your immune system reacts. And it's like, hey, we shouldn't have this. And it causes an autoimmune issue, autoimmune illness. So leaky gut is just that you have lost that fence per se, or the coverage of your intestines, and now everything is leaking out. Leaky gut. Big issue nowadays with everybody in the United States. More than 90% of people has leaky gut and they don't know it. We have it at a different levels, some more than others, but that is a big issue. So that's why all the lupus or the autoimmune system issues, it is really important to take care of our gut before doing anything else. And probiotics and prebiotics help you to create more of the good bacteria, so it can help you to digest better. But until you remove what it causes the inflammation, whether it's that you are gluten intolerant and you're still eating bread, or you have an intolerance for lactose, and until you don't remove it, you're gonna still make that gut feeling worse and worse and have more leaky gut until you fix that. And then you can use other things to detoxify your body. I have a milk thistle tea that I drink every night to help me up. And the NAC that it's in FIT, the peptide that you're drinking right now, Marisa, FIT has NAC and helps you to detoxify your body. And glutathione is another good ingredient that you can start drinking. Some doctors, the holistic doctors, and now all these other clinics, wellness clinics have them. It's a glutathione that they add to a IV, and you can get it through the IV. Another way to get it. Helps to detoxify. And I'm going to add you a few other things that you can do at home to detoxify and help your body to detoxify. Let's talk about peptides, why they're important. What are peptides? They are amino acid messengers in the body. You hear a lot of people talking about peptides, the injectables. Those are synthetic. So they go into your body and they stay in your body for over 2 weeks, doing who knows what, but they are effective for very specific people. But if you don't need that, you don't have that need to reduce your sugar or remove fat, it removes muscle. So it's a very bad problem right now that have a lot of people who've been doing injectable peptides. And without muscle, you don't have a way to burn more fat. Very big problem. But the peptides are here and have been here forever. They're coming from nature, most of them, unless they come from the lab. And having more muscle helps you with the metabolism, so you can sleep better, you can burn more fat. And there are more, it's an industry of over $1.2 billion. What it means is like a lot of people are learning more and more and putting peptides into their daily activities and daily habits. So Aging reduces the natural peptide production. We know that. Growth hormone declines about 14% every decade after 40. And the growth hormone is like the one that helps us with the metabolism. And then modern stress and inflammation brings higher demand of the peptides. And these peptides, the ones that I always recommend you, are the nature-based precision peptides. They're coming from nature. You absorb it through the skin. It doesn't go through your liver, so it doesn't give more toxins to your livers to handle. And then we have a lot of case studies, but this is one. She had fatigue, belly fat, and brain fog. Those 3 ingredients of inflammation, 3 symptoms of inflammation: fatigue, belly fat, and brain fog. After 12 weeks, nutrition supplements and peptides, she lost 10 pounds of fat loss. She's sleeping better. She has a better mood. And guess what? The fat around the waist is gone. Why? Because they don't have the sugar, the endocrine resistance, and all these hormones going around doing, being so in array. Let's talk about stats. Any questions so far? No? We're good?
Yep.
1 in 3 women over 40 have a nutrient deficiency, and that is impacting their hormones. Isn't that weird? Why nobody talks about this? It's a nutrition deficiency. And then 65% of women have low vitamin D. I was one of them. What are the symptoms of low vitamin D? Are you familiar with that?
Nope.
Maria? Nope. Vitamin D deficiency includes lack of energy, includes depression symptoms, and starts having low stamina. In some cases, suicidal thoughts, like your energy goes, it's like you have your body and it's shooting down because it doesn't have vitamin D. And scientists used to believe that vitamin D was only acquired through the sun. Now they know that the vitamin D is actually processed in the gut. Together with the sun, yes, the sun supports the process of creation of vitamin D by your body. But if your gut health is not good, you're not going to process vitamin D correctly. And now 50% fail magnesium intake. Maria, you're on spot with your magnesium. It is really important. 50% of women fail with the magnesium intake. They are not aware of it. Now more doctors recommend it, and that is fantastic. And there are 3 different main types of magnesium that you can take: 1 for digestion, 1 to sleep, and 1 for muscle soreness. And then 70% of midlife women report fatigue and poor recovery. That is part of the vitamin deficiency. Now, so let's think about this, and this is my recommendation for you. First things first, always go with a healthy nutrition. But if you have a very hectic lifestyle, you're traveling a lot, you need, you have a lot of demands at home, you will have to cook for 3 people, different meals, you know your circumstances better than others. So let's focus on supplement and filling up the gaps and optimize your nutrition. It doesn't mean that you're only going to drink a shake. Like I remember, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they used to sell these shakes that will replace 2 or 3 meals a day to lose weight. That was not sustainable. And that's why everybody was going, yeah, you were losing a lot of weight and then you will get rebound. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about nutrition, the best nutrition you can have, supported with some supplements, and specifically peptides, because they don't go through your liver. Your liver doesn't need to get more toxins right now. Advanced support for stress, and that's why we've been adding some meditation and stretches after our workouts, because I understand that if we do it together, we're going to get it done instead of just planning to do it alone. That doesn't happen. Let's be honest. We're busy. We're implementing this to our workouts every day. And without them, the defense with them, you have resilience. And as you know, we're going to customize your plan for Maurice and Jenny. I talk with you all the time. We go through our different nutrition, what we want to do, how we can supplement, what else can we add to support our nutrition and fitness. And don't forget to always book your, if you're watching this and you haven't yet booked your session with me, I would love to take, it's completely free. Take 30 to 45 minutes to go over your needs and find the best plan for you. All right, my ladies, I'm gonna stop the recording right now, and